As a person who's watched a lot of isekai, I can simply say that there is a range to this genre. There being standard isekai that everybody loves. But what happens when one of those isekai that everybody love falls off? We're gonna find out in this video on why did Shade Hero fail.
Wants to be the next big thing, but no genre is more cutthroat about this than the isekai genre. A genre that is pretty much well known for just everybody copying off of each other because, hey, if it worked for that series, maybe it'll work for my series. And what's funny about this is that the series that end up standing out and being popular are the ones that break the mold. They do something different in the genre and they create a unique and interesting story that then everybody else will just copy. Which is why it's so shocking to me that we have a series like The Rising of the Shield Hero, a show that was doing everything right in terms of breaking the mold. It stood out, it hit hard, it gained a really big fan base really quickly, and it felt like the genre was going to shift to more stories like it. But somewhere along the way, something went wrong, and that's what I want to talk about because this series did start off very strong. The first episode subverts your expectations. At first, it seems like a basic isekai. Four dudes are summoned to a world. They're told by the king that there's this calamity called the waves that is causing them some issues, and they've been summoned to use special weapons to save the world. Sounds like the typical white bread of isekai, but our
Not
main
as
character
bad.
Naofumi is running into some problems. It's kind of subtle at first. First, the king is kind of ignoring him, and then the other dudes are kind of trash talking his shield, telling him that it's the weakest class from their world's video games. And at first, it's kind of played off as a comedy because Naofumi is creaming his pants at the opportunity of going on an adventure. So you, the viewer, really don't think anything of it. Again, this is something that we see in isekai all the time. The main character is being overly excited and a little bit autistic, and the other characters around him are kind of grounding him to the actual situation that he's in. And then the next day, no one wants to join his party because he's the weakest one out of the four heroes, and you're going, okay, yep, everybody thinks he's gonna be the weakest one out of the four heroes, and it's actually gonna turn out that the shield has some secret overpowered ability, and here comes the beautiful lady that's probably the love interest, and she's going, I believe in him, so I'll join his party.
You don't know that. I don't know if I should say this word, but you don't know that. I have for her. I do not like this girl, bro. I do not like her, bro. And if you've watched the Shit Hero, you probably know she's very unlikable. The fact that it gets worse in a light novel speaks volumes.
So yeah, this is just your classic basic isekai, but right before you're about to click off, before you're just like, yep, this is boring, he goes against balloon monsters. Monsters that are like balloons. And he can't pop them. Balloons are the most poppable things in the world. So you already know that he's struggling slightly. But okay, understandably, if him having difficulty against balloon monsters doesn't really hook you, that companion of his seems to be manipulating him. Basically, it looks like she's just trying to steal his money, but it it is so much worse than that. She ends up accusing him of sexually assaulting him, which leads to everybody in the kingdom turning on him. The other heroes now hate him. The king takes away every single privilege that he was going to have as one of the heroes, and now Fumi is now left with nothing.
Bro,
He
I was
has
so
no
heated in this
power,
moment, bro.
he has no friends or companions, he has no money, and he has no resources. The title has a completely different meaning now. This isn't a story about a hero that's gonna rise up and save the world, but rather it's a story about someone who's lost everything and is trying to rebuild their life as best as they can. And this trope was nothing new around the time that this series came out. Main character getting betrayed by somebody and they come back and they're way more overpowered than they were. But Shield Hero was kind of doing it a little bit differently. Yes, these series bank on one simple thing, the ancient technique of rage baiting. And Shield Hero does a fantastic job at rage baiting you.
That is facts. That is facts. Shit Hero does a good job at rage baiting you. You see the emotions that I felt watching Shit Hero for the first time, like the first season. We're gonna stick to the first season. The first season gets you so heated, and I feel like that's what makes season one so phenomenal. It makes you want to watch it. it draws you in. That's what I love about season one. That's what I love about Shield Hero. That whole concept, I loved it, bro. I loved it.
Hate these characters, be it them being very cartoonishly evil and just constantly just getting in the way of Nafumi simply for the love of the game. I mean, legitimately, the king just hates Nafumi because he had beef with a previous shield hero, and his daughter Malti just hates him because she's spoiled, I guess. Or you have to deal with the other three incompetent idiots because they can literally be shown evidence that Nafumi is innocent, and they'll go, I don't know, man. This feels like a trick. I think you're trying to brainwash me or
Bruh.
something. So, yeah, I just really don't believe you. The series successfully rage baits you and makes you want to watch it because you want to see all of these people that the series generally makes you hate get what's coming to them. But what it does differently than the other series at the time was it actually let Naofumi be traumatized. The other series following this trope would kind of make the character get over being betrayed kind of quickly, and now they're back and having fun on a nice, cool, easy adventure. Meanwhile, Naofumi's over here just depressed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cap. Not that I have a problem with series that gets away with the whole I was betrayed trope too quickly. I don't have a problem with those. But with Shit Hero, it it does it better. It does it better, if I say so myself. And yes, I've read some other isekais that I can safely say if they got animated with good animation, production and shit, they'll be top tier. But I can safely say that there are some mangas and novels, revenge wise, that if they got like good production, they will be top tier. They will be good. And Shit Hero does that so good, bro.
Oh man, he does not look like he's doing well.
Yeah, it was
The
going through it.
entire story feels a lot darker, which is something completely different what we were used to compared to other isekais at the time. The story was really well written. Don't get me wrong, the waves were kind of still a threat. They still deal with it time to time, but that wasn't the main focus anymore. The main focus was Naofumi's redemption. Him stumbling upon Raphtalia, the actual secondary protagonist of the series, and how together through their relationship, the two of them would heal each other. And all of this drew people in more, even though there were some issues with the story, like at some point they just fight the Pope for some reason. I guess because he just hates the heroes. And Raphtalia started off as a slave that Naofumi bought because he thought that the only person he could get to work with him was going to be a slave and he was going to boss her around before he had a change of heart. That's a little controversial, sure, but I mean, the series is darker, so, it's going to cover some darker tones. Can't be too mad at that. Okay, and then he's getting another slave that turns into a lolly and it's falling in love with him.
Oh, okay. Before y'all say anything, I was not expecting the bird to turn into a lolly. I was not expecting that. But what I can say is the whole Naofumi teammates, they handle their relationships well. With Raphtalia being Naofumi's sword. I love that concept. I love that writing. But yes, it is controversial when you know that at the end of the day, Raphtalia in the earlier season is a slave. So, but, hear me out. It's still good. It doesn't affect the story that much. Just a matter of personal preference on how you feel about it.
How are you going to explain this to the judge? Despite all its flaws, it was still a pretty good series. But all of this was a lie. It was a trick. All of this kind of lures you in and you're enjoying it. Yeah, yippee. But then season 1 starts to wrap up and it actually wraps up pretty much every conflict that the series kind of had at this point. Naofumi clears his name. He gets revenge on the king and Malti. Even though it's not really that satisfying, He basically just kind of gives them a slap on the wrist when they were actually going to get executed for their crimes, but instead he just decides that he's just going to change their names to Trash and Bitch and then just let them go. I'm sure that won't come back to bite him in the butt later. Now, Fumi.
Okay, I'm just gonna be completely honest with y'all. This it was this much, bro. Like this much. This is the level of satisfaction I felt when I was watching this. Yes, humiliation, good, but after all the shit that they put him on, they were literally trying to kill, bro. They were trying to off, bro. But hey, hey, it did a pretty good job in drawing me in, drawing a lot of people in, you know, story wise. But I'm just saying, satisfaction level, it did not hit the same.
Pretty much gone thanks to the power of friendship. This kind of leaves only one thing left to do, which is, oh yeah, the wave thing that we kind of neglected because of the king and multi framing Naofumi for crimes he didn't commit thing. Yeah, we should probably get back to that. Anyways, what is going on with that Tortle? What? Tortle. Uh-huh. Big Tortle. Yeah, at this point, the story really takes a nosedive. They just start throwing information at you, and you're just expected to also remember characters that appeared for like 2.3 seconds in the last season. And there's a lot of exposition, and the pacing is just bad. According to my online sources, this is apparently due to the fact that a chunk of the story from the manga and the light novels are just gone. They don't exist in the anime for whatever reason.
Okay, you see, with the whole situation of season one, with why people saying season one might be the best season of Shield Hero, I completely understand it. Cause look at it like this: the ending of season one felt like the end of the series itself, the end of the story itself. Cause we have now Fumi being betrayed, being framed, him trying to better himself, trying to find himself. That whole sequence, bro, that kind of like revenge moment, it was finalized. I feel like that what gave season one its drive is that now Fumi is trying to find his place to belong. You know, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but him clearing his name, yeah, now he's being forced to work with the other heroes, the same heroes who did not believe in him. You see, like the story is like it kind of forces Naofumi to work with the other heroes. I'm being honest. It forces Naofumi to work with other heroes. You got the Filolio Queen telling Naofumi that he has no choice but to work with the other heroes after all that. You see what I, and it doesn't help the other heroes situation with the other season 2, season 3, and season 4. It does, because yes, the other heroes do get, I don't know, better, but they kind of lag in terms of character development. And don't get me, oh my god, don't get me started on the spear hero, bro.
Explained a lot, and that's why it feels like certain characters just appear for no reason. It also starts to get very stale because Naofumi is just at this point just doing everything and using one ability over and over and over again, which kind of corrupts him, but through the power of friendship he stops, and he does this every single time there's a major battle, and it just gets really stale. Season 2 is just a really big mess, but Season 3 can't be that bad, right? Right? Yeah, no, it suffers a lot of the same issues. It's slightly better than Season 2. I won't lie, it's slightly better. But yeah, Multi comes back as an antagonist, tricking the other two heroes. For some reason, I don't know why they listened to her after what they went through in Season 1 with her, but
This is the shit that I didn't understand. Why are they still listening to her? They saw the oh my fucking bro. They saw the atrocious things she was doing. They literally saw her trying to slime her little sister. They even questioned that. Bro, they was saying, "Hey, are you trying to like off your sister?" They saw all of that, and season three came around, and they're listening to her, bro, bro, bro. Make that make sense, bro.
That's their decision, they're big boys, even though they're slightly incompetent. And by slightly, I mean extremely. It's just very clear at this point for everyone that has kind of been watching that anything that is happening with the waves and the other heroes just isn't going to be as interesting as what was happening with Naofumi and his redemption and his revenge. And like, it's understandable. That part of the story is over. We have to move on, but this is just kind of boring to watch. Every conflict that Naofumi had to deal with is just kind of gone. Naofumi used to feel like a folk hero where he had to actually save people in other ways, be it through small acts like making medicine and making sure that certain areas were cleared, or when during the waves, he instead of helping fight the big monster, he was actually making sure that civilians were being saved.
That is facts.
And all
that
of
is
that
facts.
conflict is kind of gone now. Mostly everyone loves Naofumi now after he's cleared his name, other than the three heroes, which I don't think it was a good idea to make them this incompetent.
That is facts, though. Like the story just completely forgot about these heroes. That's my take on this. They were just like, oh, damn. We still got like three heroes. Just oh, just put them there, and just finalize it and shit. Cause I feel like me personally, I feel like it would have been a whole lot different if each hero got their own, I don't know, character development that was well written. Hey, I'm not a writer, and I don't like to throw this well written word around. But what I'm saying is, like now for me, I'm just saying that he also had some kind of disconnect with the other heroes. I felt like him being forced to work with the other heroes. I don't know. It kind of took that building the connection from the ground up away. You know. But yeah, that's my take though. That's my take, and I feel like the heroes should have been fleshed out because the Philera Queen did say that it's not this country only that is facing waves. There are other countries. To my surprise, and now for my surprise, I was like, oh, and other heroes should have been on those countries. So I feel like each hero should have been fleshed out in some way. Cause after season three, yeah, it's all back to now for me, and I don't have a problem with that. But there are some things that are lacking that season one gave us. No hate though. I love Shit Hero.
Fact that there being three other people in the world that were as powerful as Naofumi kind of didn't make Naofumi as special. But now it just feels like Naofumi is doing everything because these three idiots can't do anything by themselves.
That bombs, bro.
It just feels as the series has gone on and on and on, it has slowly just become like any other isekai. And the problem with this is then to stand out, you need to do two things. One, have good animation, which the Shooter Hero has sometimes, not all the time, or it needs to have compelling characters, which it can't do because of the pacing. It doesn't focus on the characters long enough for them to have any sort of character development, and the fact that they introduce a new character almost every episode doesn't help. But season 4 is here, and it might be the season that saves the rising of the Shooter Hero, but only time will tell. Currently, as recording this, there are 5 episodes out, and I have watched all of them. And I mean, so far the pacing seems a lot better. The animation in some parts is still a bit iffy. So far, in some of the fight scenes that we have, the animation seems actually pretty good, so I can't complain there. And so far, the story actually seems really interesting. The people of Siltfeld seem to worship Naofumi, but there seems to be a darker plot underneath the surface. The question is it going to remain interesting? But I mean, I feel like I can't really judge an entire season off of 5 episodes, so I guess only time will tell if the Rising of the Shield Hero really does just fall into complete obscurity. What do you guys think? Do you think the Shield Hero is going to fall off completely? Do you guys like season 4 so far? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button as well. It really helps push the video out. And if you're new around here, watch my other videos and maybe even hit that subscribe button. All right, I will.
Okay, I've watched all of the season, even the new one, season 4, right? Yeah, I watched it, all of it. Despite people saying, "Oh, nah, it's not that good." I mean, if you're gonna compare it to season 1, obviously, season 1 is leagues above season 4. But what I can say, it was better, even though the no, not the pacing. I feel like they should have added more episodes to flesh out some things, you know. But in overall, it was good. Like it was good. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to another season. And yes, 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 Shit Hero is one of those stories or animes that can be saved because there's still time. The Phoenix Arc, it could be a game changer, bro. The Phoenix Arc could be a game changer for this franchise. But we're just gonna wait and see on how. Yes, it has been, confirmed that it's coming, just no release date yet. But I feel like it could be a game changer because season 4 build up was for the Phoenix arc. That's what I can tell you. No spoilers though.